it is junk. Plus, it's just really, really hacked up. It could have been better. It could have been better. Come on, everybody. So, basically, the other day I was trying to get off the clutch, and I was stripping out the bolts because I was using a 10mm socket instead of an E10 socket. Apparently, there's a difference. I just thought it had 6 sides, so they were the same thing. But I guess that's what you get when you have no experience and you're working on a car and swapping out the engine for the first thing you do. So I was doing that. I stripped them out, so I'm like, there's no other way to get these off. So I had to go to Harbor Freight, pick up an angle grinder, and grind off the clutch. Or that's what I'm about to do. That's the plan, at least. So I'm going to update you guys in a bit on how that goes. Here's the clutch that we took off the new engine, and here's the old clutch that we're going to put on the new engine instead of it. And I mean, you guys have already seen this side. It is junk. Plus, it's just really, really hacked up from all these spots that I've hit with the angle grinder. Like, it could have been better. It could have been better. But it doesn't matter because we're not keeping it. I might make an art project. And now here's the flywheel that we took off. I could have left this on, and I wanted to leave it on, but the bad news is, when you've never angle grinded before, you're gonna make a big mistake. So, the good news is we have another one, and we didn't have to use the angle grinder on that. So we're just gonna put that one on this engine. This engine's really, really close to getting ready to get put back in. This is honestly all I need before I can put on the transmission. So we're gonna try to do that this episode. Put on the transmission. And then next episode, we'll be dropping it in the engine in the car, and hopefully be getting the first start. Let's get it. So I was doing some work on the last piece that we need to add to the new engine for it to finally be ready to drive, and this together is the starter. Now, silly me thought I was to take off this cylinder and this cylinder separately, but I didn't realize that there's just 2 bolts that come right off and the whole thing slides out. So I spent probably 5 hours of my life getting these 2 bolts off from this one so that I could put it onto this one. And now I'm gonna do it all over again. I am so mad at myself. I'm an idiot. I should have watched maybe more than one YouTube video. It was just a general YouTube video too when I first started this project. Most of the time I've just been eyeballing it, but this is something I wish I hadn't eyeballed. What's going on, everybody? Today we are getting on the flywheel and the transmission. That is at least the goal. So yesterday I put on the new starter, or technically the old starter, but onto the new engine. And today we are getting on the flywheel and the transmission. Now I've just put on these bolts very loosely because we have to torque them to spec. And I have a spec sheet that I've been looking at and looking up. So the torque spec for this flywheel is 39 foot-pounds. And so I'm going to get them a little tighter, and then I'm going to come in with the torque wrench in a star-like fashion and get them all tightened. Okay, so I wasn't filming for this, but we got on the clutch and the pressure plate, but this isn't completely perfectly aligned right here. So I'm just hoping that it kind of aligns itself and we don't need to take this off. And then, sorry, this bolt right here is completely stripped out. So we weren't able to torque it down all the way and it's not coming out ever. So we just gotta really hope that this works now. Alright everybody, so that was really stupid. And I spilled coolant everywhere again. I'm sorry Dad, this time it's in the garage. But we got the engine down, flipped this engine around, and put the transmission over there on that table, and then you can join them together once more. We're getting close. It's sloppy and messy. I'm an idiot, but we're almost done. Let's go. We are now moving the transmission into position. Oh, that rhymed. But we are hoisting it up and we're gonna rotate it 90 degrees so it's sitting on that table. And then we're just gonna try and push the two together. All right, so we just got the transmission in place for it to be paired up with the engine. All we gotta do is rotate this engine 90 degrees to face that, and then we can start torquing down everything. Hopefully get these things together by the end of this episode and then ready to drop into the car, which will be the final episode. So we're getting really close, but I have a deadline approaching, which is May 26th, to get this car started and running. Let's see if we can get it, boys. Let's go. All right, guys, once again, I am an idiot. There is an E10 bolt underneath this hex bolt that I have stuck on there because I'm going to weld it on there because it's completely stripped. Because I was using an E12 on all of these. I'm surprised I was able to torque down all of them with an E12, but then I realized that the clutch wasn't aligned with the flywheel. And so I had to take everything apart, but now I can't because that one's stripped because I was using an E12 and not an E10. So I'm going to weld that on there and hope it goes good. Alright guys, let me tell you about my stupid mistake. As you can see, we have the outside pressure plate on, but you can also see that there are no bolts on it, except for this one right here. And you know the reason for that one being on there? It's because it's completely stripped out. Now apparently when I was putting on this pressure plate and the flywheel behind it, I didn't bother to align it, so you can see the aligning is off. I didn't bother to put Loctite on the bolts, and now I need to take it off to put Loctite on the bolts, and that one's stripped off and I couldn't get it off. So I had to go to Amazon and get these special bits. Now these bits are specifically made to get off rounded and stripped bolts, but they're weird, like almost cylindrical type configuration. I don't really know what you call it. Alright guys, this is Isaac from the future. I left for 2 months to go to a summer camp and work there. So this is going to be where this video ends for now. But the final part is coming soon, sooner than you think. I've been working non-stop since I've got home and we're getting super close. So stick around. Thanks for watching. Bye.